Welcome back to Comfy Chair Gaming. My name is Chris, and this is my beginner's guide or tutorial series on 7 Days to Die. In the first 4 episodes, we covered the basic game setup, completion of the opening quests, perks and skills on episode 2. Episode 3, we did a trader compound, searching to talk to the trader. Episode 4 was taking a job. Episode 5, this one, we're going to go through combat. We're going to do fisticuffs, melee, some knives, pistols, Shotty 2 Hottie, rifles, and a rocket launcher. So we're going to hop right into fisticuffs since we're already on that. We're going to go find ourselves an unwilling participant. But before we actually start engaging in combat with this guy over here, there's a chicken right over there. Gotta fight every urge within me to not go after that chicken. Anyway, so when it comes to combat, if you have just fisticuffs, which you will start off with, it's best in early game to just avoid most zombies. I know there's a lot of people who are going to go against everything I just said and be like, nah, dude, get the XP. Which I do not fault you for having that, and matter of fact, I most of the time will take the same direction. So, right out the gate, if you're using mouse and keyboard, you want to do a regular punch, left click. If you want to do a power attack, right click. Just remember that with the power attacks, you will have a massive stamina drain. Switching over to controller, left trigger is your power attack, and right trigger is your regular attack. Watch the stamina drain. That's a power attack. It goes back up, eventually. And then a regular attack, it's kind of the same thing. But if you have numerous in the same thing, those are like 4 or 5 power attacks. It goes down pretty fast. You have to keep that in mind. If you're trying to fight off an entire horde, and you're using your power attacks, and then you run out of stamina, you can't run. So keep that in mind. If you do this one, 2, 3, 4, 5, that was 5 regular attacks. You got about 10 to 15 more. Hopping over to the first guy. We're not really gonna take out everybody with every single weapon that's in here. We're just gonna get a very basic rundown. So just doing fists. We're gonna try to take this guy out using the controller first. Oops, that's not a controller. that's not fists. Sorry about that. So that one. Best thing you want to do is just hit him and take a step back. Just punch, stick and move. I know I just took a hit when I was trying to demonstrate that, but most of the time that works. Get close to them. They're gonna swing at you. And most of the time you're supposed to just come back and hit them. Get that one and you're good to go. If you sprint at them and hit your power attack, you have a pretty good chance of knocking them down. When they're on their ground, on their back, that's when you just want to pounce them, hit them as many times as you can. Try to finish the job quickly, especially if you're using fists. You want to get the job done fast if you cannot outrun them. So melee damage for your base melee damage for your knuckles, you can be 6.2. 12.4 to all this stuff. The stamina cost is one you want to look at, and you want to look at the melee damage as well. Your stamina cost is going to be a big one. If I have my knuckles selected and I just hover this over and do not select the iron knuckles, it'll tell you the difference. The numbers in parentheses, in this case all the green except for the red ones for the stamina cost, are for the iron knuckles. If I select the iron knuckles with my controller using Y, or with my mouse using left mouse button, it'll now show you the things that we have up here. 9.5. We go up to 9.5. That is up 9.5 from, well, whatever the minus 3.3 is. I don't math fast, so there's clearly a better difference. So if we go do the same thing, now we have the iron knuckles selected. If we hover over the steel knuckles, that's another big jump in things, except for it's going to use just a little bit more stamina. If I have my steel knuckles selected and I go back down to my iron wraps, or my knuckle wraps, you can see there's a giant difference between melee damage, stamina cost, all the other fun stuff. Because, yeah, it's just heavier and all that fun things. Another thing to point out is everything I have in here, to include all those, everything's level 1. Everything will go up to level 6 and max out at level 6. Let's switch over to, bring this back up real quick, switch over to the wooden club. 13.8, 17.4. If we go to the pipe baton, not a lot changes. Just the stamina cost and the attacks per minute. We'll go up higher because you're using less stamina and all the other fun stuff. The baseball bat goes up a little bit higher from the pipe baton. And the steel club maxes out everything on that one. And you can also check out the wooden club compared to the steel club. Big difference. Big difference. Alright, so this is your bone knife. Again, this is your first thing that you're going to craft during or just after your initial phases, when you're en route to the trader or after you get there. When you get 5 bones, whether it be from killing a chicken or a rabbit or finding it in the road as roadkill, you can make your bone knife. So if we check out our stats for this one, we click on this one. From the bone knife up to the hunting knife, again, +1, 3.1. Stamina cost, again, it's another thing to worry about. Candy cane knife. We're going to bring that out. I never use this because it's a candy cane knife. It's kind of ridiculous, but it's got some decent attack when you compare it to the hunting knife. Sorry, the numbers are in the way there. Their numbers are in the red with the candy cane, and apologize for that. Stamina cost is actually about the same thing it is the same thing for the hunting knife. And you take a little less stamina if you use the bone knife. The machete, though, I love the machete. This thing is awesome. This thing is used for attacking, but it's also used for harvesting stuff like chickens if you kill it, or a deer, or whatever. And it's going to give you good resources. You get better resources if you use the machete versus if you use the bone knife, the hunting knife, and obviously the candy cane knife. Let's pull in an Arlene. Come here, my little nugget, you. Boom. Dropped her. First hit. Which is nice. That's ideal. Let's move on to pistols. This is a pipe pistol. It takes forever to reload. So, let me back up over here. So with this one, instead of using a power attack, we have an ADS function. So with mouse and keyboard, it's going to be hold the right mouse button, left mouse button to shoot. Always want to aim for the head, as is tradition. Switching over to controller. Left trigger to aim, right trigger. Clunk. Now, what I did do is I put in the inventory the other types of ammo that are available for the pistol. Let me make sure I'm not about to get jumped while I do this. Cool. Alright, so in this one, hold down the B button, which is also the reload button. You have 2 different types. You have the regular ammo, the regular 9mm up on top. To the right, you have high-powered 9mm ammo and AP 9mm ammo. We're going to do the high-powered because I feel like doing the high-powered. So again, left trigger, right trigger. Oop. I hit the... And you do not have to do ADS, you can aim it however you want to. So, if we pop back over into here and we do our regular ammo, range damage 32, block damage 6. If we hop over to the high powered 9mm, we now have a difference of -3 and 1. Oh, I went the wrong way. So, sorry. We have +3 and +1. And then for the AP, we have +6 and +2, which is really nice to have. Okay, he can stay over there. Oh. Oh, geez. This is what we have. We call this a wandering horde. Oops. Oops. If you're using... Oops. I don't have the right ammo for this, so... I forgot. It doesn't take 9mm. It takes magnum ammo. Problem solved. So, if you're on mouse and keyboard, hold R for the reload, and you can select the same ammo types for your pistols. I did forget that this is not a regular pistol. The Desert Vulture takes magnum ammo, I believe. We'll figure that out later. There's also 3 different types of ammo for that one too. It's just the same thing. If you have 3 different types, just hold the R button or the hold down B button on controller. You have your regular 44 ammo, high-powered 44, and your AP 44 as well. So, pipe shotty, single shooter. Anybody that remembers the blunderbuss will know that this is basically what replaced it, I think. I haven't seen the blunderbuss in this, so I am not really sure. I haven't seen the blunderbuss in a while. I'm not going to that biome. I hate that biome. I'm gonna bring in a couple Arlenes this time. One of the smartest things you can do with a Shotty 2 Hottie is line them up. Oops, shot right past her. As you can see, this takes forever to reload. And they're going to get closer. I missed. And then you raid over this one. This is your big boy Shotty. Combat shotgun, as you can see, is far superior. Has a much bigger magazine on it. You can do a lot more damage. And it's just overall much better. If we come and check this out, so we got 7.8, 10, 1, 4, 100, and 4 second stun, which is opposed to the double barrel, which is also a pretty early in-game weapon you're going to get. 2.4 increase, 1 magazine size increase, and plus 32. Pump Shotty, 2.7, plus 8, plus 47. And then you have your auto Shotty, which is 0.24, or 2.4, 17, and 40, which is a giant increase. Forgot to mention that the shotguns also have different ammo types, so you hold R or B if you're on a controller. Up top, you have your regular shotgun ammo, you have your shotgun AP slug, and you have your shotgun breaching slug. If we pull over to here, our regular shotgun shell, 10.1, 10 pellets, for 5.4 and 4. And we go up to 91, and wow, we go up to 102 armor. Whoa, I didn't realize that. Holy smokes. And then your breaching slug, this one does a lot of block damage. Oh, they all do block damage. They all do about the same thing, except for that one. So that's your regular one, all the fun stuff. Now we are in the other shotgun shells, but yeah, we'll just move on. Rifle, same thing, ADS, POW, reload. This is a pipe rifle, so it's going to take forever and a month to reload. Same thing, you have different ammo types. You got your regular 7.6 deuce, high-powered 7.6 deuce, and your AP 7.62. So if we come over to here, got our regular right here, 47 and 8, 52 and 9 for a jump between the high power and the regular. And then you'll have, oh, this guy over here wants to say hello. Hello, sir. Dropped him. I thought I just checked for you guys. Alright. Yeah, that is that pistol. Then you have your regular hunting rifle. Have, what is this one? Yeah, the lever action rifle. Love this thing. One thing you really need to keep in mind is how long the reloads take. Very important. Sniper rifle. And all of these... This isn't a sniper rifle, what are you? What kind of sniper rifle has that much of a magazine? Then you have this one guy. I love that one. It's a 3-round burst, so you hold down left mouse button or right trigger, and you shoot off 3 rounds. Now, all of these can have mods that go into them. I won't do those right now. I'll do those in a different video. Probably. Maybe. I don't know. This is getting kind of lengthy, so I'm going to try to move this up a bit. So that's all your rifles. Again, we're going to do this basic breakdown. So 51, 150, and 100. We're going to go up 5.6 plus 14 plus 43. Like that. And the tactical assault rifle. The range damage goes down, but you go up quite a bit in pretty much everything else, except for the effective range. So sniper rifle is probably going to be your best bet if you're trying to reach out and touch someone. Slap a ×8 scope on that beast when it's a higher level than just a 1, and it'll be pretty dang awesome. Moving on to these, we have, this is a pipe machine gun. One of the first things you're going to be able to craft. AK-47 is next after that one. We go up +7 plus all that green right there. SMG can also go up. That takes 9 mil, by the way. And our M60 takes 7.62. If we go over here again. Ladies. Over here, please. So this is our pipe. Okay, it does alright. Blow me down. You're not dead yet. You are now. I think the only thing we have left now is the big chunker. This is self-explanatory. It's a flippin' rocket launcher. Need a hole? You got a hole. Yeah, fun times. Okay, we're gonna go over here, give ourselves a little bit of room, and we're gonna do spawn 25. Tap our little Arlene here, and then we're just gonna blow them up. They still get up. I'm gonna change ammo to the frag. Oopsies. Ah! I can't shoot you, you're too close. She's very mad. She was very mad. Crowd control. Whee! There's one more set of things I just realized that I didn't cover, and that's the throwables. Alright, the last things we're going to go over are the Molotovs, the pipe bombs, and my personal favorite, the dynamite. I love the dynamite. Oh man, I love dynamite. Alright, so hop over here real quick. The difference between the three of them is fire damage. Obviously, we're going to have a lot of fire damage with this. It's a Molotov. Duration, it burns for 16 seconds, unless you have I think there's a perk book or something like that will extend the burn range or burn time, and I think it'll also expand the radius as well. So then we hop over to this one. We have explosive damage 253, block damage 5, radius is 4, and the fuse time is 4. Difference between the two of these is a lot. So the dynamite 550, 3000, explosive radius is 6, and the fuse time is 4 seconds. Now, the trader in vanilla cannot take any damage. I'll show you in a second how to do that one. No damage. Alright, to throw these, number one thing, you can throw it without lighting it. That's not going to blow up. I didn't light the fuse. To light the fuse, if you're on the controller, since I just changed it over, I think it's, yep. Hold on, let me get rid of that. Since it's next to each other, they both just blew up. So to throw it, you have to light it with left trigger. The green bar is going to show up in the middle. Oops. I almost didn't throw that in time. The green bar in the middle is going to show you how much power you're putting it behind it when you are throwing it when you're holding down the right trigger to throw it. Look at this crater, man. It's awesome. The less time you hold it, the shorter of a throw it's going to be. Still going to be a big hole. And if you're next to it, it'll take you out too. Pipe bomb is going to be a similar thing. You have to light it with the left trigger. Throw it with the right trigger. That's a good throw. Boom. Doesn't do nearly as much damage to the ground, but it does some pretty good damage to the deadheads. Oh, I forgot about the grenade. Hang on. Alright, Molotov, same thing. If you're using the mouse and keyboard, though, it is going to be a right click to light it, and then a left click, hold that down, throws it. Has a really long throw. Let's throw it a little closer. So right click, left click, boom. Same thing with the, as if you're throwing a grenade. Left trigger, right trigger, boom. Moving on to the funner ones. So we have regular frag grenades. The frag grenade, explosive damage 341, block damage is 10, explosive radius 5, fuse time 3. Go to the contact grenade. The explosive damage is 341, block damage is 10, explosive radius is 5, and the fuse time is 3 seconds or 59 minutes? What? I guess I can just sit there and hold that one. So again, the same thing as the dynamite or the pipe bombs or the Molotovs. Let me make sure I'm not about to get jumped. So if you're on mouse and keyboard, right click pulls the pin, left click chucks it. Just make sure that you chuck it. So contact grenade. This one has no fuse because it's not going to do anything until it hits the ground after you've thrown it. So you pull the pin with the right mouse button or the left trigger, throw it, boom, immediately blows up. There's no fuse, there's no wait time. It is pull pin, throw please. Lastly, and I can't believe I forgot about this before, but you have the bows, the crossbows and the wooden bows and stuff like that. So we'll go into our inventory. Hitting X or tab, we got our stone arrows, which is our basic, very bottom level like projectile basically. Got 35, 1, and 45 for the stone arrow. Over here I have the bolts for the crossbows. The basic stone crossbow bolt is already like way better than the regular stone arrow. Then you have your iron arrows, 38. This one, 59, 42, 63, 25, 38, 180, and 250. For the bows themselves, you have the primitive bow at 29, 200% sneak damage, 31 velocity, and 60 max durability. The wooden bow is going to be 26, 200%, 37, and 166. And the ranged damage, sneak damage, projectile velocity, max durability goes up significantly if you have the compound. So if I go compare this with this one, the compound is just bounds and leaps way better than the primitive bow. So moving over to the iron crossbow, we got 51. Actually, what is the difference between these two? So the range damage, sneak damage, velocity, max durability for the compound compared to the iron crossbow is a little bit. So the compound is actually better than the iron crossbow in most areas, which makes sense. Well, it doesn't, but. And then you have the king of crossbows. You have the compound crossbow. This thing is pretty awesome. It's significantly better than pretty much anything, really, except for the compound. Compound bow is pretty much the bestest. So one thing I wanted to make note of on this one is if you're using one of these three bows, so not a crossbow, just your regular bows, when you hold down your right mouse button or left trigger and you zoom in, that's okay. But when you hold your left mouse button or your right trigger and you draw your bow, your stamina goes down. So you got to be careful of your stamina draining. If it drains all the way, I don't really know what happens. What does happen? Nothing. You just don't have any stamina. And then you just let go of right trigger or left mouse button and you let it slide. There's different arrows. So this is your flaming arrow. Let's see. Can I light anything up? You're an unwilling participant. She's on fire. And you have the explosives. Those are fun. So okay, that's going to do it for all the weapons and stuff. I had to go back and do that one because I forgot about it. And plus you got the regular those and you got those. What? Alright, now I'll see you in the next one.